Hello and welcome everyone. This is going to be a gentle flow practice. Hope you all are doing well. As we get started today, we're going to take a few moments to learn a new breathing technique which is great for interoception. Remember that is, like ourselves communicating to ourselves on the insides and getting a sense of our body on the inside. So I might ask you right now to kind of get a sense of your right big toe. And so before I said that, you may not have been thinking about your right big toe, and then all of a sudden you are, and you can get a feeling and sensation of it. And so that's coming into your awareness. But what I like to do also is to think about it on a deeper level, like what is actually firing in your brain at that moment that I said right big toe. So if you've lost kind of a sense of your right and left, or you've had some confusion with that at any point in your life, oh, what's my right hand, what's my left hand, go right, go left, then it's kind of like that pathway isn't well established until you continue to try to think about it. So think about how we're wired, and then it has to travel, and then our awareness comes into that spot. So even as you are right now, if you're seated like I am, and I ask you to now bring your awareness to your bottom, then all of a sudden you start to feel the pressure of your hips on the surface and what's going on and what sensations that you're feeling. So that is like this interoception of awareness, this relationship that we have with ourselves as we start to speak to parts of our body. So keeping that in mind, the breathing exercise is going to invite you to breathe into the right lobe of your right lung, and or the lobe of your left lung. And so that really may be impossible to do as you're breathing in. Everything's going to expand, but my experience in doing it is that I actually really felt like one side was dominant over the other, to the point that if I placed my hand on my heart and tried it, I could actually feel that almost, if you've ever seen someone be able to juggle their chest muscles, like we can really indicate which side by just thinking about it that we want that to come from. So we're going to try that on as we begin. So if you're not already seated, go ahead and take your seated position. And let's start off by getting grounded. So just close your eyes and bring your focus and your awareness to your seat. Noticing what's touching. Noticing how your feet are touching parts of your legs. Your legs may be touching the earth, your bottom touching your mat or a pillow. And let's call that grounded, getting connected with those sensations. And then just start to bring your awareness all the way up through the spine and through the crown of the head. And just take some deep breaths right here, filling your lungs. Inhaling and exhaling. And let's bring that interoception of breath into the right lobe of the lung. Inhaling. And exhaling. Now keep trying that on. And then start to use your right arm as well as you inhale. Feel it lifting. And then just pause and reflect and notice, how did that feel? What experiences did you get from trying that on the right side? And now this is where change and more neuroplasty is happening in the brain as we pause and reflect and notice. So that's the difference between just doing and actually stopping and pausing and reflecting on how the experience felt. Now when you're ready, let's try that on the left side. Get that connection and just begin to think about expanding the left lung. And then start to add the left arm. When you're ready, pause and reflect. How did that feel? Observe and notice. And now we'll bring our conscious awareness into filling both lobes of the lung and bringing both arms up at the same time. So let's begin by just taking those deep breaths in. And then begin to add your arms. And pause. Now keep in mind also, we're going to have distractions that pull our mind away. As in the background I can hear my mom talking to the cat talking back. Things are going to come up that draw our attention away from our single pointed focus. So when that occurs, just bring yourself right back into breath, back into that internal focus and internal knowing. And then as you're ready, let's begin by inhaling the arms up over the head, filling up the lungs, breathing deeply, and exhaling out. So if you like, close your eyes and really picture your lungs expanding as your arms rise and fall. Like you're really filling yourself up, like you're filling up a big, large balloon as you inhale. Really focusing on bringing more oxygen in to the body. And then let's pause at the top. Remember that this pause here is increasing the carbon dioxide in the body, which signals the brain to tell your body we need more oxygen. Exhale and pause and hold the exhale breath out as well. This is our 4-part breath. Let's do that again. Inhale, maybe for 3. Pause and hold the breath. Exhale for 3. Pause at the bottom. And let's do that one more time. Inhale for 3. And pause. Exhale for 3. And pause, retaining the breath at the bottom. And then just relax and pause. Remember this pause and reflection, see how we feel, is helping with neuroplasty of the brain. And one more brain exercise. Let's bring the right hand across the heart, the left hand across on the other side, and then both arms together. And then we'll switch sides, left and right and both. Inhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. Inhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. One more time. Inhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. And then let's finish on the left. Inhale, inhale, and pause. So remember also that anytime we do any crossover type of movement, it's connecting our right hemisphere and the left hemisphere of the brain, crossing over the midline, which houses our corpus callosum. And then just place the hands on the legs, and let's begin to move with breath, cat and cow, seated cat and cow. Exhale to round back. Inhale to extend up. Oh, this feels so wonderful. Getting movement, tucking the chin, expanding and lifting, finding the space between the earlobes and the shoulders. Exhale and inhale. I want you to also pay attention to which leg is closest into your body. I have my right leg crossed in first, which is pretty typical, and I'm also right-handed, so that's pretty typical. Breathe. But since we're opposite, I think that means that I'm more left brain dominant. And now let's start to circle around. Now this is going to start to activate our solar plexus chakra. I'm wearing yellow today, looking for a little more energy in my practice. And so this is going to stir it up, as well as warm up the spine and these intercostal muscles in the waist, our love muffins. Reverse that circle and just notice the shoulders too, kind of making this figure 8 motion. Circle it around. This feels super good. Exhale as you come forward, inhaling as you come back, and then lift up, and once again, pause. Noticing the sensations in the waist and in the hips and in the back. Then let's switch the cross in the legs, bringing the left leg a little bit closer or opposite of wherever you are. And we're going to inhale the arms up and then twist around, bringing the right hand to the left and the left hand back behind. Pull up through the pelvic floor, pull up through the belly button, begin to rotate around, and then at the end, turn the head and gaze over. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, switching sides. Get grounded, feel the rotation, and then the head is last. And let's do that again on our own a couple more times. Inhale and exhale. using a little ujjayi breath, which makes more of a hissing kind of sound, and that's also going to warm up and energize the body. And then come back to center and pause. And again, try that on. How does that feel? Bring your focus into the sides of your body and your back, your low back and your hips. Interoception. And if you would now, let's come to our feet and we'll do a little standing work. Stretch out these legs. And so as we stand, bring your focus to your feet and your toes. And this observation of now being in a standing position. How do your hips feel? We were sitting there for about 16 minutes or so. So how did that feel on your hips? Sometimes when we're in a position for a little while, we start to get a little stiff. Why? Because our body wants to please us, and it's like, okay, let's get good at sitting. When you do something different, our body has to refigure that out. All right, we're going to start by inhaling the arms up over the head, softening the knees, pulling the belly button, and exhale, take a forward fold. Soften up those knees, let your belly rest on your thighs, or really soft here. Take it from side to side. You can use a block to support here under your hands or your thighs or shins, and just bend the knees right and left. So now we're bringing our focus and intention into the hamstrings, right? The backs of the thighs, connection to the glutes. And then if you have the mindfulness to do so, just let your head relax. Shaking the head out, yes and no. And whenever you're ready, you can just grab the elbows or support yourself with that block. And then soften up those knees a little bit more. And then just roll it up one vertebrae at a time till the head and the neck are the last things to come up. Roll the shoulders back. And let's do that again. Inhale, rise, fingertips to touch. Bend the knees, soften. Exhale, long spine, forward fold. Pull that belly in. Dangle down, bend your knees right and left. Talk to the backs of your legs. Talk to your head and neck. Talk to your belly. Pull your belly button in and support that low back. Soften those knees up and roll. Roll the shoulders back. Get the head in alignment with the body. And let's do that one more time. Inhale. Bend the knees, soften. Exhale. Bend the knees right and left, breathing in and out. At some point, maybe try to straighten the legs a little bit more. And remember, there's no right and wrong. It's not necessarily about trying to get into the deepest pose. It's about what you're feeling, what you're noticing. And that can be adjusted, altered, depending on your own body. Extend the spine halfway, gazing forward to the tip of the nose. Find the space between the earlobes and the shoulders. Pull that belly in, get long. Exhale, let it out. And so as you're taking this extension through the spine and this halfway lift, feel your spine working. And then let's try this on. As you're lifting, lift one arm at a time. Now you can bend your elbows to make that a little easier. With the arm out long, it's going to be more challenging. With both arms at the same time, that's going to be more challenging on your spine. So start out light. Inhale. Now we don't want to feel strain or any pain. We want to find that edge between ease and some effort. We're just breathing and releasing. Now let's come all the way up, reverse swan dive. Bring your hands to your heart and pause and take a moment to reflect on that. Hamstrings, hips, low back, spine, head. What observations can you make about what we just did? Inhale, stretch the arms overhead, reaching over to that left wrist. Let's bring it to the right, send the hips to the left, feet together, ankles together. What do you feel here in this stretch? And if this is too much, you can bend your elbows, or you can bring one arm down to the side. Bring it back to the center, and let's take it over to the other side. And you need to make some adjustments. Inhale back to the center. Bring the knuckles to the small of the back. Firm up your thighs. Squeeze your buttocks. Press your hips forward. Send everything up. Pull the belly button in. Keep the neck nice and long. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. We'll be putting that all together. Bend the knees right and left, a deeper stretch through the hips and the hamstrings. If you like, wrap your hands around. Give your knees a kiss. I still have a little bit of a bend to my knee. I'm not trying to lock it out. Reverse swan dive. Inhale, long spine. Reach over, grab that wrist. Exhale. Inhale back to the center. Exhale over to the other side. Use your adjustments. Inhale. Taking that back bend, you can challenge it here by keeping the arms over the head. And again, you want to firm the thighs, press everything forward. So this is going to be a little harder. Arms straight back is going to be a little harder. Inhale back to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, long spine, pull that belly in, relax and dangle. Give yourself a hug. Be very intentional about this hug. Practicing for self-care. Reverse swan dive. Inhale all the way up. Let's go through it one more time. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Take that back bend here or here, or hands back on the small of the back or here. This feels really fabulous too. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And pause. Close your eyes. Notice how your body feels. And we're going to flow a little bit more, but I just want to point out at this place that one of the differences between this type of practice and a more intense vinyasa class or a power vinyasa class are these opportunities to go inward and to pause and to catch up with yourself and actually feel. So enjoy these moments. Inhale, rise up, fingertips to touch. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. And then step back to your plank. You can modify your plank on your knees if you like. Notice that my knees are a little bit farther back. I'm not in a square box here, but a little bit farther back. Hands are right underneath the shoulders. Pull the belly button in. Hugging your elbows tight to the sides of the body, lengthening through the neck. Exhale, lower down. And when you get all the way to the bottom, firm the thighs, squeeze the buttocks, and lift. It's just like our little standing camel that we did. This is cobra pose. And then let's exhale back into child's pose. Pressing the hips back to the heels, stretching the fingertips forward. Melt your belly onto your thighs. Breathe in and out. Relax the arms, relax the shoulders, relax the wrists, relax the fingers. Breathe. Inhaling forward into your modified plank. Let's curl the toes under and lift the knees, engaging through core muscles. Inhale and exhale. Let's take some mountain climbers here for a little intensity if you like, or you can continue to just hold. You can also hold on the knees, on curling the feet. So choose whatever layer works for you today. And then let's exhale, lower down. Hugging those elbows tight. Uncurl the toes, firm the thighs, squeeze the buttocks, lift. And now your choice, press back into child's pose or press back to the knees, curl your toes under and send your hips high. Ground through those hands, find your downward facing dog. Feet are hip distance apart and just pedal it. Pressing through the palms, relaxing through head and neck. Draw that belly button in. Take that tushy up a little bit higher. Wherever you are, in downward facing dog or your child's pose, inhale forward into your plank. So even if you're on hands and knees here, you can do a little knee to nose. If a full mountain climber does not feel good in your body yet. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, child's pose or downward facing dog. And then wherever you are here, let's pause and feel. Take a moment. Feel your body's reaction. Let's do it one more time. Inhale forward. Mountain climbers. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Child's pose or downward facing dog, whatever you like. Maybe your child's pose has your big toes together, your knees out nice and wide, and just melt. Bringing yourself back to all fours, curl the toes under, find your way into your downward facing dog. And we're going to flow through the lower body just a little bit, ground through your left foot and bring your right leg up high to the sky. You can do this from your all fours position as well. And then let's draw the knee to your right wrist into your pigeon pose. Slide that left leg back. This could be a deer pose if it's not comfortable to have that leg fully extended. And then let's lower down. Raise up slow. Exhale. And inhale. One more time. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your weight to your right hip and swing your legs around, extending them out in front. Pull the belly button in. Sit up nice and tall, L like lovely. Firming thighs, squeezing the thighs without lifting the heels off the floor. Inhale, raise the arms up overhead. Exhale, reach out past the soles of the feet with a long spine. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands back behind the back. We're going to reverse plank or reverse tabletop. Plant the feet, lift the hips, and this will feel good on those hip flexors. Eyes up to the sky. Another option, reversing the plank, keeping everything nice and straight. You choose, relax, and then let's find our Navasana boat pose. Sitting up nice and tall on the tips of your sits bones. Sit up here and then just lean into it, whether your feet are back on the floor, arms holding tabletop, relax the shoulders, or maybe the legs start to come up to tabletop as well. Breathe in and out. And then we're going to find our way back into our downward facing dog or child's pose. You can cross at the ankles and step or jump back, or you can swing the legs around and find your way back. And let's get ready for the left side. Left leg up high. Draw your left knee to your left wrist, setting up your pigeon or your deer pose. And let's flow. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale one more time. Exhale. And inhale. Swing that right leg around. Both legs out here nice and straight. L like lovely. Firm everything up. Inhale, rise. Exhale, reach. Inhale, rise. Exhale, reach. One more time. Inhale, rise. Exhale, reach. Inhale the arms back behind the back. Open up. Reverse tabletop or reverse plank. Lower down. Bend the knees. Navasana boat pose. Breathe. 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 Whatever it looks like for you. Breathe. Cross at the ankles or spin the legs around. Plant the hands. Step back or jump back so you get really grounded here. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Downward facing dog or child's pose. Now let's take this opportunity to pause for 3 breaths. as we go through our flow one more time, now we're going to take these pausing moments as we're getting into those lower body poses. Right leg up high to the sky, bringing that knee to your right wrist. Set up for your deer pose or your pigeon pose. Inhale, exhale, come down. And let's stay here now for 3 breaths, supporting on the forearms or all the way down. Come up nice and slow when you're ready. Bringing that leg around your left leg. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, reach forward and pause. You can keep the spine long or melt down. Inhale, open yourself up, reverse tabletop or reverse plank. Pause. Lower, Navasana boat pose. Pause. Finding your way back to child's pose or downward facing dog. Exhale and pause. From hands and knees or downward facing dog, take the left leg up high. Drawing that left knee to your left wrist, left foot to your right hip. Deer pose or pigeon pose. Exhale, come down. Deepen it as much as you can, not feeling any pain. You put support underneath the left hip if you need it. 3 breaths here. Coming up nice and slow, bring the right leg around, extending the legs. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, reach forward. And let it go. 3 breaths here. This causes you any discomfort in the low back, rather than rounding forward, keep your spine extended and a slight bend to the knees. Inhale, come up, reverse plank or reverse tabletop. 3 breaths here. Lowering down, Navasana boat pose. Last time, 3 breaths here. As you like, just leaning a little bit. Now the back isn't completely straight like a board. You might have a little roundness to the upper back. Keep the belly in. 1 more breath. And now choose, spin the legs around or cross, ground. You can step, boom, boom, or jump. Exhale, come down. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, lower all the way down. Let's bring our right ear to the mat, looking to the left. Arms come in this cactus pose, big toes together. Shimmy the hips from side to side. And let's use this pause to feel and let gravity stretch the neck. Breathing into upper back. Now, just for fun, extend your right arm and your left arm out to the side. Now you can rest your head on your arm here, and then we're just going to turn over to the right side a little bit, supporting with your left hand, and then take your left leg back. And then let's try to play with the left arm to get a deeper stretch through the left side body by extending that leg back, so kind of making an X in the body, and feeling this great big stretch from the fingertips all the way down to the left big toe. And then let's come back to the center, and then we're going to switch sides. So you're going to bring your left ear down, looking to the right, bring the arms back into this cactus pose, big toes together, shimmy the hips so you're getting a massage through the thighs and the low belly. Pause and notice sensations in the body. Set up our pose on this side, extending the left arm, bringing your left ear to the arm, using your right arm for support. Let's roll over onto the hip, and then take that right leg back and reach that right arm. Feeling this nice long stretch. I'm actually feeling more sensations under my armpit, along my back, on the right side of my body, more on this side than I did on my other side. What can you notice? And then coming back to the center. Bring your hands together in your crocodile pose, resting your forehead, getting your neck nice and long and balanced. Breathe in and out. Working with our lower body here, one leg at a time, lift the leg up. Inhaling and exhaling. And if it's in your practice, lift the legs both at the same time and lower down. And relax. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and let's press back into our child's pose. Letting your back take that stretch. Coming forward to all fours position. Let's take the right arm up high to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, back up high to the sky. Exhale, thread it through. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Now we get a little twist and a little rotation. Bring the left hand back down. Let's bring the right arm up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale, taking it over onto the other side. Inhale. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale. Exhale, thread it through. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, thread it through. Bring that ear down. And stretch and rest through the left side of the body. Bringing your right arm back to the mat. Inhale the left arm back up to the sky and release. Let's have a seat on our bottom. And as you roll all the way down, draw the knees into the belly. Rock from side to side. Massaging hips and lower back. And let's take some spinal twists from here. Arms out to the side like the letter T. Let's bring the knees over to the right as you gaze to the left. Exhale. Inhale back to the center. And exhale over to the other side. Inhale back to the center. And exhale over to the other side. Start to move that with your breath. And you can do one leg at a time. This is a sign that you should really make sure that you take care of your brain as much as you can so that you know what's going on. God bless her. All right. One more time on each side as you like. Let's bring the legs back to the center. We're going to extend the left out nice and long. The couch is in the way. Let's take the right leg over, supporting it with the left hand. Gaze over to the right. You can use your hand underneath or on top, whatever feels more comfortable. You can bend the elbow and place the hand on the rib cage. Let's just take a few moments here to pause and observe how the body feels. Coming back to the center and extending that leg. Let's switch it over to the other side. Left leg in, bring it across. Use some alternatives if you like. Stretch it out. Close your eyes. Just focus on how the body is feeling. See where you can let go just a little bit more. And then as you come back to the center, start to make your way into your final Shavasana. Legs apart a little bit, arms away from the side so nothing is touching. And just let go. Try to keep your focus on really nothing at all. Or if you have to, you could use the sign of the sound of Om. You could use a gentle mantra like be still, inhale be, exhale still. With your permission, a reading for today from the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. And it's called The Kinship of Gratitude. This quote from Jesus: when you make the two one, when you make the inner as outer, and the outer as inner, then shall you enter the kingdom. The goal of all experience is to remove whatever might keep us from being whole. The things we learn through love and pain reduce our walls and bring our inner and outer life together. And all the while the friction of being alive erodes whatever impediments remain. But the simplest and deepest way to make who we are at one with the world is through the kinship of gratitude. Nothing brings the worlds of spirit and earth together more quickly. To be grateful means giving thanks for more than just the things we want, but also for the things that surmount our pride and stubbornness. Sometimes the things I've wanted and worked for, if I actually received them, would have crushed me. Sometimes just giving thanks for the mystery of all it brings everything and everyone closer, the way suction pulls streams of water together. So take a chance and openly give thanks, even if you're not sure what for, and feel the plenitude of all that is living brush up against your heart. As you're ready, awaken your body and slowly find your way back into your seated position. As you get grounded here, just sit quietly and meditate on what keeps you from knowing yourself. Meditate on what keeps you from knowing yourself. Breathe deeply and lower your walls with an offering of gratitude that is not attached to any one thing. Inhale with gratitude and exhale what remains in the way. Inhale with gratitude and exhale what remains in the way of knowing yourself. Repeat this several times throughout your day when things come up. What is in the way of me truly knowing myself? Bring your hands to your heart for gratitude and blessings. The light within me honors and bows to the light within you. Namaste. And